Hello class, good morning. Now before we start, who can lead the prayer first? Okay, so please arrange your chairs and pick up the pieces of papers under your chair. Okay, and now may I check the attendance? Who are the absentees? Okay, so if there is no absentees, we'll proceed to our our next story. Okay, so but before that, what was our lesson or what was our story all about yesterday? Yes, the story all about yesterday is about the story of the Yogi and cockroaches. All right, class. So now we will be discovering the story of the old man and the fish. But before we start, we will be having first an unblocking vocabulary words because along with the story, we'll encountering some words that were unfamiliar. So first is man or a man is an adult male or human being. Gulls, it is a long-wigged web-footed sea or having a white plumage with a gray or black mantle. Next is fish. Fish, I know some of you have already know what is fish. So fish is an aquatic or vertebrate animals. Next one is shore. Shore is the land along the edge of the sea. And the last one is wife, a married woman or a woman of having a spouse. Okay, so let's begin to the story of the old man and the fish. So, please everybody read. All right, the old man woke up when his wife pushed him off bed. Time to go work, she said, throwing him his sea out of bed. The old man looked out the window. It looked like the storm brewing to him, but that would be better than to hang around home. He guessed, so he put on his sea suit and walked out to his little boat. He always had made in the boat drank some as he let the wind carry to the sea. Once far out enough, he lowered the sail and let out his line. He let it drift about. For the time he laid out his line, he was about halfway through his paint. The gulls had all gone away. The seagulls arrived for the gore. Next, he got 4 fishes and the gulls went crazy. The third time of laid to the line, mysteriously, the gulls kept him company for the first fish he gutted until he returned to shore again. The air was quiet, but the skies were gray and foreboding. The wind was picking up a little and guessed it would rain soon. Having finished his pint, he began dragging up the line that wasn't in the mood for another, as the meat was beginning to spoil, making him a little more queasy than usual. More than the 7 fish would do to keep him and his wife alive for the week. He supposed they did have a dozen chickens and a cow also. They wouldn't starve. He catched more fish after the storm passed, he promised himself. But the line was heavier than usual. At first he thought he had caught the bottom, but he knew it was too deep out of where he was. Then he wondered if he had caught a shark. That would be nice. A shark, he could sell the liver oil and perhaps eat the shark. That would go with a few pints of meat. The old man looked overboard to the sea, and he saw a shark. Blood almost froze in his veins when he saw the horrible creature that was chewing on the end of this line just under the surface of the water. Those big round eyes, they stared at him as if hypnotizing him. A big wide mouth, set along thin with pinty teeth and threatening to gulp him down in one bite. The man stared stunned at his most reluctantly, reached his hand down into the sea and into this big mouthed fish, and unhooked him, because the fish spoke to him, and they said, "Let me off the hook, old man," said the fish. And then the old man still stand and could not speak. And the fish spoke to the old man again. "Thank you for letting me go. Now if there's something that I can do for you, just ask." And the man looked with wide-eyed to the creature and the sea. When came to ask, "Will you grant my wish? We might sink, the drown, then we can't wish anything if we sink." So then, the old man asked the fish again, Can you make my life serene and peaceful?" The fish looked at the man, and his face completely expressionless. The eyed round and Hippocratic, and after thinking over for a moment, he answered the man, "I can. On your next fishing trip, bring your wife with you." Having said that, the fish disappeared into the deep. The old man scratched his head. He decided to ask her when he came to the land again. The first thing the old man did, he wants to speak to his wife and said, "I met a wonderful fish, and he will grant any wish, and he wants to see you first," said the old man to his wife. "He must surely a wise fish. If he wants to speak to me before he grants you anything, he probably wants my approval. So you won't just squander your wish on something stupid," said his wife. She was very happy, proud to ask that. She was agreed to go out to the sea without any bother. The man went to sleep. In the night, there came a huge storm, and the waves rose to a mountainous height. They were still awesome in size in this morning when the old man was awakened by his wife, demanding that the sail out of the sea with her to meet the fish. "I think it's better if we do it when the sea comes down," said the old woman to his wife. "Nonsense! Why to wait? The longer we wait, the less chance of the fish remembering us," said his wife. "We might sink, then we can't wish anything. If we sink, the fish will save us," said his wife. The woman dragged the old man out of the boat, raised the sail herself, and sailed to the sea at an enormous speed. The old man held himself firmly to the sea while on the way. When they arrived at the location, the old man put down the sails and went back to holding tight to his seat. And the woman yelled out over the sea after the fish, calling it. She did this until the boat got into by a breaker and she was washed overboard. And then the old man looked at her and wondered how we'd get her back on the board. Then he got an idea. He gathered up his fishing line and was preparing it to throw to his wife in order to drag her in, when he saw a huge shape emerge from the deep. The fish emerged from directly below the old man's wife and got her down in one bite before disappearing again. And now the man was stunned, amazed, terrified, and he sat down on his boat and put his line back where it's supposed to be. The fish emerged again and he spoke, "Your wish has been granted," and he disappeared back to the ocean again. So this story is about an old man, and the fish. And now that we're done reading the story of the old man and the fish, I will be giving you an activity. And here is the story, and here is the activity. It is a story map where you're going to look for the characters, the setting of the story, the problem, and the solution. Alright, since you're done doing the activity, let's answer. Okay, so for the characters, we have the old man, his wife, and the fish. Now, where is the setting of the story? Okay, the setting of the story is at the sea. The problem. What do you think is the problem of the story? Alright. The problem of the story is the old man is being desperate to change his life, so he wished to the fish to make his life have a peaceful, or make it serene, to make it successful. So I think that was the cost of having the problem of being too desperate of gaining something. And the solution here is, do not or be contented of what you have. If you have something to achieve, you must earn it and work hard from it for you to achieve it. And so let's come for the generalization. Okay, so how can you say to the story, or can you give some of your insight, or who can give some lesson that we can gain to the story, that we can learn from the story? All right. So thank you for your participation. Now I'll be giving you an assignment. So here, your assignment, for your assignment, in one whole sheet of paper, you're going to write for a memorable ending of the story, and it would be submitted tomorrow. Okay, so do you have any question, everyone? Do you have any question, class? If there's no question, we're done. Thank you and goodbye.